Hello, everyone. Yes, you are welcome to today's live session. So, guys, we are here to give you updates as to this topic that we've been dealing with on this channel that has to do with the Chicago State University and Tinubu certificate saga. This particular university has come up to say that, okay, that this person graduated, but they refuse to to testify in court because that would be like, under oath. So I'm going to allow Dr. Etel to come in to explain this so that we will understand because there's a lot of confusion out there. At the time, they told us they don't know where he got the certificate that he submitted to INEC. And then they came out again, oh, he was part of us. And then in the court, they refused to testify. I mean, there is a lot, I mean, a very big confusion out there. There is this confusion that people are like struggling to manage because this thing is not straightforward anymore. So people are now wondering, where is the problem actually coming from? So, doctor, I'm going to allow you in just break down to our audience what is happening at the moment because we really have to keep them updated.
Well, good evening, listeners, and I hope you enjoy yourself this evening. It's a normal thing that when you have a case, you go to do PR in the media house to create a narrative. But they told us that social media is not court. They said it here. They told us that going to media houses is not court. That whatever is said in court is what is binding. That's what we are told both in Nigeria and outside Nigeria. Now, Chicago State University, who claim that someone attended their university, the fact is that Bola A. Tinubu attended Chicago State University. But who is Bola A. Tinubu? Who is the A in that place? Is it Adekunle or Ahmed? So Chicago State University is not coming out forthright. They are trying to say, we have on our record Bola A. Tinubu, which we know they have given that record. I have the letter they wrote to Enahoro Eba's lawyer last year, September, when by the order of the court, they gave them all the record of Bola A. Tinubu, which showed that it was a lady, which also showed that the person is a Black American. Okay, so if Chicago State University goes to the media to say there is a Bola A. Tinubu, have they come forward to answer in that media house all the information? That's to tell you where our money is working. Our money has gone to America to buy the media because Chicago State University could not come to the courts to testify what they're saying in the media because you don't need to go under oath to speak to the media, but you need to be under oath to talk in the court. The moment you enter in the court, they ask you to enter witness box and they give you a Bible or a Quran or whatever you believe in. And you say everything I will say here is binding on you. But what is said on the media is not binding on anybody. Just like what is said in the parliament or what is said in the National Assembly, it's not binding on anybody. But if that thing, that senator said that he's influencing his wife, assuming he said it in the court, that will become very official whether he likes it or not. So Chicago State University is being smart. They are being smart because too much money is moving. Too much money is moving. And Nigerians are suffering. Is it not money that is buying all those lawyers? Now, you people said you can. They said it by their own testimony in court. Now, listen to what Chicago State University said in court, which is different from what they said in the media. They said in the court that they cannot confirm that the certificate given to INEC was issued by them. Then they went to the media and say, this person actually attended a university. That's no problem. Remember I said here yesterday, I attended University of Nigeria for MBA. I did. But I did not graduate. I had to. I'm sure some of my classmates will get to know that I did not graduate from UNEC in my MBA because I'm saying it on the media. Because they never knew. And because I moved on to come and do another master's overseas and pursue my PhD, of course, I saw it as something that was wasting my time when I wanted to move on. I moved on. I got a more refined qualification, but that particular one, I did not finish. But if you go to UNEC, you're going to find my record. I still have a copy of my school fees receipts. I still have I wrote all the exams, did all the assignments, did all the group works, confirmed my project topic, but I did not submit the project. It's one course that I did not do. That is my project. If I had submitted that project, I would have graduated. But when I saw what I was looking for, I left that one. Now, the question I'm asking is, even if the Chicago State University were to come today and bring yearbook showing the picture of this person, is yearbook equal to certificate? Even if the Chicago State University bring the register where this candidate signed original copy collected by me, is that the case we are talking in our courts? The case we are talking in our court is that, okay, Chicago State University, no problem. This person came to your school, no problem. You people gave this person your certificate, his certificate, no problem. That certificate that he gave to INEC, is it the one you people gave him? Case finished, that's all. And Chicago State University say, we can't confirm that that one was given by us. That's all. There is a slide I gave you. Let Nigerians see it. Section 137, 1J of the Nigerian Constitution. Can you publish it, please? Let Nigerians see it. Let them see the prayer of Atiku. This is the prayer of Atiku. Section 137, 1J of Nigerian Constitution, as amended in 2010, specifically stated that no one will be legitimately elected president of Nigeria if the person has presented a forged certificate to the Independent National Electoral Commission. And our court said, Supreme Court and Appeal Court had said that forgery means either modifying something that is in existence or creating one entirely. I have said it here before. I am quoting the court. And so my name, as you can see here, is Ethelbert. There are some people who own Ethelbert, like the one sometime king of England. His name is Ethelbert, but H is in front of his own T. So there are two H in that Ethelbert, King Ethelbert. But mine is one T. If I mistakenly on my own add H to my certificate given to me by any university in Nigeria or NYSC, and I submit it to INEC if I'm going for elective position, even though it was given to me by the university, it is a forged certificate because I added a letter to it. Why is our judges making us think like we're illiterate? What is the essence of all this media campaign when this issue is a yes or no answer in the court? Why is it an issue? The law says if you give a document that is not a replica of what an institution give you, it is called forged. Chicago State University, you have been shown the copy of certificate given to INEC. Is it what you people issued? Period. And they are running to CBS. Isn't that Doesn't that tell you that Chicago State University has already gotten rigged? They are rigged already. After all, the so-called person that signed the certificate joined the university in 1998, whereas the certificate we're talking about was issued in 1979. What kind of university is like that? When they say there is corruption everywhere. There's corruption in Chicago State University. That is what it is. That's why they're going to do image laundering in the courts. Chicago State University is rigged. They are rigged. Why can't they call out their own? You are being told that a certificate that was given to a body in Nigeria was signed in 1979 by someone that you people hired in 1998, and you are still meandering. Who does a thing like that except a corrupt system? It's a corrupt system. So
yeah, Doc, thank you. I have a video here. I want us to take this video, Doc, and then you will help us to break it down.
all right.
Confirmed that President Bola Tinubu attended the university and graduated. The Chicago State University, CSU, yesterday confirmed that President Bola Tinubu attended the university and graduated in 1979 with a bachelor's degree. The university disclosed this in a statement issued to CBS Broadcasting Incorporated, generally referred to as CBN News, one of America's biggest and most influential news network. It, however, pointed out that United States federal law prevents it from providing any further information about Tinubu's record without consent or unless allowed to do so via court order. The presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party in the 2023 election, Atiku Abubakar, had alleged that documents showing that Tinubu graduated from Chicago State in 1979 were not authentic and had highlighted it as grounds to nullify Tinubu's election victory. The certificate was issued in 1979 and signed by University President Elnora Daniel. But Daniel didn't arrive at CSU until 1998 and left about 10 years later.
You see?
Well, the president in the news, headline story for this morning.
Okay, so the president in the news, number one, yes, like he said, as regards the delegation that came from Rivers State, we have no reason to be poor, but we are poor, and he's going to do everything to fight it. The reason why we're poor, we know it's because of leadership. Successive Nigerian leaders have made this country poor. They've deliberately impoverished the poor because of their level of corruption, and that's what puts our country the way it is today. So President Tinubu had better try as much as possible to be able to solve the problem. Because one of the things that make us poor is the mounting debt, for instance. Today now, they said our debt have increased up to 87 trillion. Increased 75% more in the space of 3 months. That means we are still taking a lot of debts. And when you take so much debt, there's nothing that can be done. 2 weeks after sharing the palliative, life is still hard for a lot of Nigerians. These are the things that make Nigeria poor. Massive corruption, crude oil theft, and the list goes on. Concerning the certificate, I think a lot of people should come out clean. And the university and the institution should come out clean. Why is all of this happening? The certificate he presented to INEC is different from the one a lawyer, Enahoro Eba, got from CSU. And they filed a case as regards that I never saw the light of day. There were discrepancies as regards what the same Chicago State University gave Enahoro Eba, a lawyer, and what the president filed in his INEC form. We should not have a country where we're having discrepancies in certificates of leaders. We should not have a country makes mockery of our country. So it is based on that Atiku Abubakar. And that's why the subpoena is clear in the Vanguard News report last year, and the documents are public source. All the records that CSU gave. And it's based on that Atiku Abubakar is going to court. So there's been a lot of back and forth in court as regards the case. But CSU is not also willing to authenticate these same certificates that they gave out. They can also authenticate their own certificate. So it's a blight on CSU. So no matter how much CSU tries to go and contact CBS and issue a report, the question we should ask them is, why can't they authenticate the certificate they gave out. Because if you give out an authenticate certificate, you should be able to authenticate it as the body that issued the certificate. And also, why are there discrepancies who signs the certificates? A man that just came in 1998 signed a certificate that was issued in 1979. And that's why when Mr. Duro Jaye came out to say he went to school, we would like to have the man on the table here because we would like to ask critical questions about his time in school. And it's not today we had cases against the president as regards certificate issue. That's back over 20 years ago. Even the primary school he went to and the secondary school he went to are still things we should ask for. You remember the conundrum of GCI? You remember also St. Paul's School, our lawyer. So there are many questions, and there needs to be clarity on the primary school he went to, the secondary school, and the university, because so that people have a right to be able to know. I remember when, what is it called? I think it was one of Nigeria's president. Was it President Yar'Adua or somebody? They were doing a documentary on him, and they traced the documentary to where he served at Holy Child School. Dr. Abati also reminded, I think it was Goodluck Jonathan, they did a documentary and they discovered that he was teacher he served in maybe around Osun State or somewhere. NYSC in Osun State. So these are the documents we need to keep asking. Also ask things about, okay, where did he do his primary school? Where did he do his secondary school? And this university issue. So these are pertinent issues that need to, and the fact that CSU cannot authenticate the certificate, these are the questions, that pertinent questions we need to ask because of our national, knowledge base and sovereignty.
Okay, may I put it like this? The issue about President Tinubu's academic.
Yeah, I would like you to come in here because it's really a bit confusing.
Yes. Rufai literally took word from my mouth. I agree with him. Now, according to what Ayo said in the opening statement, the CSU told the CBS that there are only two conditions under which they can release personal information about someone: the consent of the owner or by court order. So question is, if a man wants to clear his name, wouldn't he be quick to give consent? Why is the person whose name is being dragged in the mud actually making things tougher? Shouldn't you just, with a click of finger, say, please release everything? When Barack Obama's birth origin was challenged, everything was released. His birth certificate was released to the public. This is me. This is who I am, where I was born, when I was born. Shouldn't that be a pattern? That's number one. Number two, as Rufai rightly said, CSU, why can't you authenticate that what we have in Nigeria was given to you by you? Or why can't you come boldly and deny it? Now, do we even need, because they themselves are trying to protect themselves, do we need an angel to come from heaven to know that CSU have done even their own bit by going to the court and say, what we have in Nigeria, we can't say it is us, or we can't say it is not us. So the question is, as a body that issues a certificate, does our law permit that particular body to come and say, this certificate, we are not sure, does that qualify? It doesn't qualify because our law says the body must come and say, don't bother yourself. This certificate we are seeing here, it was issued by us. In fact, in the case of Enugu State, NYSC came to say that the certificate the governor is parading was not issued by them. Wole Olanipekun, who is the lawyer of the governor, went and bring somebody who said that he's the DSS to come and say, oh, NYSC, you people issued it to him. And NYSC said, we didn't. This is the kind of country we find ourselves in, where they must beats everything, bend it to suit their purpose. Even when it is expressly written in the law, they must bend the law. They must corner the law. They must squeeze it to make it fit their purpose. That's the country we find ourselves. And they have found a university in America that shares the same corrupt value. Permit me to say that. Because indeed, the history of Chicago State University is not something clean, though, if you go and dig it. In fact, this particular person that joined the university in 1998 and left just in 2008 or thereabout, there was cases of corruption riddled around the person. No wonder he too played the Oluwole game. He too played the Oluwole game. Because they must have seen that they have gotten a willing hand that can play ball with them. Now, that person, where is the person? Where is that particular person that they claim signed that certificate? Is he dead? Why can't the person come and say, listen, I did not sign. There is no way I could have signed the certificate in 1979 when I joined the university in 1998. 21 years after someone graduated, that is when someone is signing the certificate. And we are here saying, is it true? Is it not true? Is it because it's rich people? Will this happen to that little girl that forged JAMB results? Is it because it's rich people? If I go to a university now to submit my certificate and there's a discrepancy in it, will they admit me in that university? If I go to the presidency today and submit my CV and tell a lie in my certificate, will they hire me to do a job in Aso Rock? So is this law one for the rich, one for the powerful, and one for the common man? Continue. I just thought I should say something.
Qualification is of no moment. It's not an issue. The people who have been digging into it since 1999 when he became governor of Lagos State, they're just wasting time. Section 131 sub D of the 1999 Constitution says, for you to be president of Nigeria, you will have qualification of school cert. At least, that section says, at least a school certificate qualification or its equivalent. Now, that one that says at least means that, in fact, you are not required to even complete secondary school. You could be F9 parallel. As many people who have led Nigeria came out with F9 parallel. So you don't need, we are running a country where your education does not matter. So all of us, because we carry degrees, we wore academic gowns here and there, we think that the people who should run Nigeria should be educated people. No, the Constitution of Nigeria does not say so. And that's why we had that issue about school cert with President Buhari. No, he didn't need to have a school cert. Even in the Constitution, the interpretation of that section 131 says that, look, if you attended one or two seminars and you can prove that you attended one roadside seminar where an MC was present and you were given a certificate of attendance, you can be anything in Nigeria. That's the level where we are. So all this controversy, whether he went to Chicago State University, he didn't go to Chicago State University, it's of no moment. Really, President Tinubu does not even need to go to any university to be president of Nigeria. He does not need to even go to secondary school. Do you know that in the interpretation section of the Constitution, it is even said with regard to section 131 that if you can just prove that you can speak English, you can be president of Nigeria. It even says that INEC on its own can determine on its own, who can be president of Nigeria. So that's why I say it's of no issue, and nothing is going to come out of it. The people who are pushing whether Tinubu attended Chicago State University or not, yeah, they may be pushing the point along the lines of perjury, because if you claim something, then you must prove it, okay? But the truth of the matter is that what we have been told now is that he attended the university. So even that perjury claim has fallen flat. And people have been on it since 1999. Tinubu did not go to university. He went to university. What we need to worry about is the quality of the education of the people who will lead Nigeria. I said yesterday on this same program that there are people.
You see, this is the problem we have in Nigeria. When men who know choose to act as if they don't know. I am disappointed at the person of Reuben Abati. This is a man I used to read his column as far back as 2000 on Guardian newspaper. I always buy Guardian newspaper because of Reuben Abati. He later on went to study law. And Reuben Abati here, in this particular place, and he has consistently done it. Yesterday, he was saying that Ubidati people are troublesome people. I don't blame him, though. He's been a presidential spokesman before. So apparently, he knows how juicy that job could be. And I want to believe that Reuben Abati is looking for a job in this government. So he's being careful what he can say. But he's quoting section 131, qualification of being a president. He's right. He's right that as long as you can speak English, you can be. In fact, really, like he said, if INEC says, we're okay with you, can you say hello, hello, hello? You say hello, hello, hello. And INEC tap your head and say, because you say hello, 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 we say you're qualified, you're qualified. But he forgot that section 137 now listed what can disqualify someone. Do you understand what I mean now? These are the list of the things that qualifies you. For instance, if you are a man born in Nigeria, do this and do that, you're qualified. But then if they find out that you have been an ex-convict, you're disqualified. Reuben Abati did not mention the side where the disqualification came. Because just like you showed us before, can you bring that again? Section 137(1)J. Section 137(1)J of the 1999 Constitution, as amended, specifically stated that of all your qualifications, if you mistakenly submit a forged certificate, your own is gone. In fact, if you went to a university, remember I said it in this program before, assuming you went to the university, they gave you certificate, but that certificate got lost. And now time is running out on you to submit this form. And someone calls that person and say, oh, God, maybe you don't go to university now. They don't say you go to university now. You get some boys way there for Oluwole Street in Lagos where they arrange this thing. They could just arrange paper, not the ordinary paper. Now, when they call the university will confirm. And then they mistakenly arrange the paper with a different font. Everything came in there, but the font is different. That is forgery, according to the interpretation of the Supreme Court. So the question I want to ask Reuben Abati is, how can he say that everything has fallen flat because of what CBS said in the media that they're afraid of saying in the courts, whereas our Constitution has stipulated whether you're qualified or not, if you submit a forged document, your own is gone. So how can I not say that Mr. Ruben Abati is not telling us the truth? And he knows that he is not coming straight to tell Nigerians the truth. And I am disappointed in people in the mainstream media like Ruben Abati. I am disappointed. I am also disappointed, as I keep saying here, by the producers of those programs who cannot ask Ruben Abati, the lawyer in the house, what of the implication of Section 137, subsection 1J? If indeed he attended university, but the certificate he gave to INEC is not what was issued by the university, what is the implication? Why can't Ruben Abati tell us that? That's why Nigeria is suffering. Because the so-called people who should tell us the truth are telling us lies. Anyway, I think we should just call it, I don't know if you've got any other thing, or we just call it a night today. Let everybody go rest for the
I
weekend.
really have a question. And my question is that I'm just like wondering, why is it that this university, as in, why should this even happen in the United States? This university coming out to tell us that they don't know where the certificate that was issued to INEC came from. I mean, that was submitted to INEC by the sitting president. They don't know the source. And now they are saying that he graduated from their university. So which certificate did they now issue to him? And why are they saying that it's only if he gives consent for them to release his documents, or if the court mandates them to do that? That's the only time they will do that. So you can imagine, my worry is, why should such a thing be coming out from the United States of America? Because for us, we do believe that, this democracy of a thing and corruption of a thing does not near place like the US.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Let me answer you with this question. The US sent their observers to Nigeria during the election. Where is the report of the observation? Where is the report of the US observers? Where is it? At least we saw the one of the EU. So, like our people will say, use your tongue to count your teeth. Interest.
So does it mean that Atiku is going to lose out from this case? Because as it stands, he has just, limited, just a few number of days to meet up with the appeal with the Supreme Court. I mean, submitting his appeal.
To the best of my knowledge, Atiku has won. I mean, we need to begin to check this winning in different contexts. Do you understand? I'm sorry to say this. I am sorry to say this, but I'll put it here. It will take God to come down from heaven and warn the judges in Nigeria before they will deliver the righteous judgment. Our judiciary is bought over. It's already rigged. So if that be the case, yesterday I was giving you what I call my own theory, my own conspiracy theory. You've forgotten that it was just yesterday in our show when I said that I feel like what is happening now is that some Supreme Court judges are being auditioned by the Attorney General, who used to be the lawyer defending this case. And they will come. The subject of the audition is, prove to me that you have some technicalities that you use to knock off this case. And he's going to select 5 out of the best audition. And he's going to send the names of that 5 to the Chief Justice of the Federation and say, these are the people you put in the panel. And they will eventually come there and dish out what they had auditioned for. So if that be the case, I'm sorry, people, I don't want to sound pessimistic, but I'm just looking at it literally as it is now. If that be the case, it then means that the more Atiku is pressing the button and they are fumbling right and left, they are exposing themselves, whether in America or in Nigeria. Nigerians are getting more aware of the stench, of the corruption, of the deceit we live in. Nigerians are being made more aware. And to whose credit? I said sometime this week that Peter Obi's 3-point agenda, which Nami give him the agenda, or he didn't say so, but I summarized his work into 3 points. That he has succeeded in 2. The third one is what we are pursuing. He has succeeded in waking up the youths. He has succeeded in exposing the stench in Nigerians to the youth. Whether he gets the mandate is the third one. But the thing that God has used Peter Obi to awaken in the youth, 4 years will pass, it will still be there. 8 years will pass, it will still be there. In the next 10, 20 years, this thing Peter Obi triggered in us will grow from being a child to a youth, to a young adult, to an adult. It will stand. The same thing the likes of Martin Luther King Jr., Rosa Parks, them triggered in Nigeria many years ago, and they still are. In America many years ago, and they're still alive, working there till date. The likes of Barack Obama benefited from the struggle of Martin Luther King Jr. Whether they are doing the right thing or not the right thing, the likes of Kamala Harris, they're all people who are benefiting from the struggle of a man they assassinated before in his early 40s. So my little children today is going to benefit from the struggle of Peter Obi. Peter Obi may have long gone, but the legacies of Peter Obi will still be there. These current politicians that are torturing us, what legacies are they going to leave behind? What legacies? So I don't know. We need to understand this winning in different contexts. And when we look at it that way, then you see that indeed we're winning.
Yeah, so thank you very much. Actually, more worrisome is the way that our constitution is being abandoned. Just like this section that we have here on the screen that talks about when somebody or a candidate submits a forged certificate. I don't even know if our judges looked at, these sections of the constitution before they ever came up with the ruling that they ruled. They only kept making references to rulings that happens, far, far, far away, as in years back, without considering the latest electoral act that Nigerians fought for before the former president signed it. We all know he didn't even want to sign that electoral act, but people were like shouting and shouting, and he allowed his first tenure to come and go, and before he finally signed it when he knew that he had succeeded entering his second tenure. And today we can see what happened at the tribunal. It appears they didn't even look at some of these sections, because if they had looked at things like this, I think we won't be where we are. They would have tried to find out if actually a forged certificate was submitted or not. But from the look of things, I don't really think they are paying attention to all this. And this is just like what you said. Peter Obi has helped us, to get us informed. We are getting to see all this because Peter Obi joined the race, and Nigerian youths want that change to happen. They want it to happen now. And that was why people were like, we need somebody that we can trust. And we all queued behind Peter Obi. Even if they ended up not giving him this presidency. But he has fought a very good fight, and they felt his impact. They felt his impact coming into this race. Let's just take a look at some of the comments that we have here, Doc.
I mean, Jude, I appreciate your write-up, but that's exactly why Atiku went to court, because there's a bilateral relationship between Nigeria and the US. And in that I've forgotten that particular act 1960, I've forgotten that in the US, that requires that if someone from a country that has a bilateral relationship with US requires a private document of a person for a case that is being handled in that country, the law in America permits that person to have access to it. So it is based on that particular act that Atiku is standing on to say, I have a case I am prosecuting in Nigeria that involved this person. And if this person did not give the consent, the law permits that I should have it because there's a case I am prosecuting in Nigeria. That's the case Atiku is building, and Atiku is covered. And that was even why they were now saying, the Tinubu school were now saying, no. That the case is now statute bar. It is no longer helpful. And Atiku is saying, no. I am still going on appeal, and I need it for my appeal. Do you understand? So that is it. If Olua says something, yes, I agree with the term, but Nigeria has been totally captured by the corrupt and with the corrupt procedures. My dear, but I believe that we can make this change. And we may not know that this change is happening, but let's keep this struggle. Okay, but God can do the impossible for us. I still believe that. For the fact I said it takes God to come down from heaven, it means that it's possible. Authority of CSU is highly corrupt, and this is very obvious. Well, is it not good that we know that corruption is... they say it takes two to tango, isn't it? Nigeria alone cannot be corrupt if they don't have foreign partners where they partner with. They can't just be corrupt. If all these foreign countries we are hitting back on the corrupt politicians in Nigeria, they won't be comfortable. It's because those foreign countries have a way of playing it along with them. Says some are as bad as Nigeria. Of course, it's true. We know. Of course. Ruben Abati is looking for a job. That's all I can say. He's looking for a job. Ruben is looking for a job. Okay, let's call it a night. Thank you, people.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
So thank you very much for your contribution.
You're welcome.
So guys, thank you very much. Want to appreciate all our viewers. Thank you for joining us in today's session. We appreciate your presence. Please do well to like this video so that YouTube can recommend it for others to watch. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell for more updates. With this, want to say thank you, and here we end the program for today. Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you to Doc.